Town Council meeting of Town of Midwest for July 8, 2026 to order. We all stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name. Do solemnly swear
Do solemnly swear
that I will support, obey, and defend the Constitution of the United States
that I will support, obey, and defend the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Wyoming,
and the Constitution of the State of Wyoming,
that I have not knowingly violated any law related to my election
that I have not knowingly violated the law related to my election
or appointment
or appointment
or caused it to be done by others,
or caused it to be done by others,
and that I will discharge my duties in my office with fidelity.
and I will discharge my duties of my office with fidelity.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Now the punishment starts.
Yeah. Go ahead, start the program.
Can I get a roll call?
Councilmember Mandy DeWitt. Here. Councilmember Nancy Peastrick. Here. Raymond Clymer.
Here.
Dennis Asher.
Here.
Can I get a approval of the minutes for June 10th, 2026?
I move to approve the minutes for June 10, 2026. I second it.
What? Can't hear.
I move to approve the minutes for June 10, 2026. I second it.
I made it close with the air conditioner.
Yep.
Okay, let me turn that up real quick.
Okay.
I get to test.
Test.
They can hear you now.
Okay.
Can I get approval of the treasurer's report for May 2026?
I make a motion to move to approve the treasurer's report dated May 2026.
Can I get a second?
I second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? And motion is carried. Can I get an approval of the budget report for May 2026?
I move to approve the budget report dated May 2026.
I will second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. All right, for communications, the only thing we have is, I put out some pamphlets up here. These are the new welcome pamphlets for people that are moving to Midwest, or even people that have been here for a while. It went from 2 pages to 12 pages, giving a little bit more information about what's in our community. So feel free, everybody here, to pick one up at any time and give it a perusal and let us know what you think. We need to add or take away anything. All right, let's move on to petitions, memorials, and complaints. I have a zoning permit for Roy O'Brien for 612 C Street for a deck.
I make a motion to move to approve the zoning permit for Earl Brown at 612 C Street for a deck.
For a second.
I second it.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. We have a second zoning permit for Zachary Abram, 506 Peak Street for a roof. Can I get a motion?
I move to approve that zoning permit for Zachary Abraham at 506 Peak Street for a roof.
I'll second it.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. The third zoning permit for Keith Merchant, 110 Stock Street for a roof. Can I get a motion?
I move to approve the zoning permit for Keith Merchant at 110 Stock Street for roof repair.
Second.
I'll second it.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. We have a final zoning permit for William Hart at 253 Lewis Street for a roof. Can I get a motion?
I move to approve the zoning permit for William Hart at 253 Lewis Street for a roof.
I second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. Okay, move on to officers' report. Maintenance report will maybe coming later. Jamie's out working on the water line right now. So if he comes in, we can put it in here. You have a clerk's report?
No, sir.
All right, mayor's report. We have a new sound speaker system. Can you hear us, Eugene? Okay. Special thanks goes out to Brian Stahl for the wonderful work he did reviving the museum sign that's right out behind the building. If you haven't had a chance to see that, it's really nice. Take a look. You see him get a pat on the back. So in the last 2 weeks, I've sat down with Everett DeWitt of the Salt Creek Museum and also Kyle Chapman of the Rec Center, just basically get a better understanding of what those two entities need for our community. Just trying to get my feet wet a little bit and get a better understanding of what everybody in the Midwest needs. Something I kind of took on my own is I contacted the Game and Fish to better understand our cooling pond and if we're able to stock that with fish. I always thought we'd need to have them come out and stock it. They explained to me that they come out about every 2 years to check on it. And if it needs to be stocked, they would stock it, but they said that the fish that are in it aren't thriving on their own and they basically have sunfish, bluegill, and bass in it. So it's just good to know I'm ready to continue to go fishing. I'm continuing with my open door every Wednesday from 11 to 12. I usually try to put that on some of the social media the day before so people know that they come in here and talk to me if they need to, if they have any issues or problems, they just want to talk about Midwest. About 2 weeks ago, myself, Sally, and Elizabeth Robbins in the back, my wife, attended the grant writing class in Gillette. That was several days. It's basically, and I call it an overview to get a better understanding of how to write grants, not necessarily the technical actual writing of them. But it was a good start, I think, for all three of us to look at that, start getting more involved, see if we can start looking for some grants and stuff like that, figure out how to write them, and see if we can come up with some money for our community. On that, I have a challenge for the council. Today, I spent about an hour on the phone with a gentleman about some outdoor rec type grants. I'll stay in contact with him. He and his director had some good ideas for us. Just suggested that maybe we put our feelers out to the community and see what type of outdoor recreation things people in the Midwest would like to see. So we can see if there's a possibility of getting a grant, getting something going. So, some of the things that he talked about, or we talked about with him was, if and whenever we get the baseball field, that's something that could possibly be a grant to put it in better shape. Any equipment for the playgrounds or the rec center outside, things like that. Just kind of went over and started spitballing a little bit about ideas. Kind of the reason I like the council to kind of ask around or just have their ears to the wall is it's really a 2 to 5 year plan when you're doing some type of grant like that. So to get them going just takes a lot to get going. So if anybody hears anything or wants to talk about any of the things that we might have ideas about, just keep that in mind. That's all I've got. Do we have an attorney's report?
No, sir.
Do we have a code enforcement report?
Not at this time.
Any councilman report? unfinished business, we're gonna talk about community gas funds in the parks, and that was something Jamie was gonna cover. I might be able to cover that. So, me and Ray did a walk around on our parks about 2 weeks ago, and they, a lot of the trees have a lot of dead branches in them. Actually, we had a really big one fall in the park over here. So Jamie had a company come out and look at all the trees in all 3 parks that we have and one of the properties that we have. And we got a bid to have them come out and trim them all up, get rid of all the dead stuff so we don't have any issues over the next couple of years, because it's only gonna get worse if we don't fix it. So, I talked to Jamie about this, and we came out with a plan we wanted to share with the council, see if we can move forward with this kind of thing. So, our quote was $11,200 to get everything done. And we have the community gas funds that we've designated for the parks. This would qualify to be used in the parks to trim up those trees since they are in the parks. So that would cut part of that $11,200 down. And we'd still have a good chunk ourselves, but we have funds in the direct funding, or we'll have about $10 they come out that we can use for the rest of it. That would take care of the parks, we have the funding for it. Look to see if we can move forward with that. So, at this time, I'd like to ask if anybody would like to make a motion on it.
I'll make a motion to accept and do that.
Do you have a second?
I'll second it.
Any discussion?
I discuss it?
Not at this time. Okay,
That's all the notes that I see.
what's that? He threw me off now. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, motion is carried. I think we have another thing to talk about. Okay. We're gonna talk about that road.
Jamie handed in his maintenance report, that's why it's not on the
Oh,
agenda.
okay. All right, I don't remember where we're getting funds for that.
We'll be reimbursed by Apple or whatever it comes out of there.
So, we have several potholes, tore up areas of streets that need to be repaired. And I'm gonna shoot from the hip here since Jamie isn't here with the numbers. So what we've done is, one of the areas of town that's got really beat up, Ethel has kind of claimed that as theirs, and they would like to go ahead and fix that and fix the other ones that we have in town, or have us fix them and reimburse us. So they're willing to pick up the tab for these sections of road that need to be replaced. I'm not sure how many it is, I think it's like 5 or 6, something like that. We would have to cough up the money first, which would be $8,916, and then Ethel will reimburse us.
That's 356 square feet.
356 square feet of patchwork to be done. And I believe we also have another additional 4,800.
That's what we have to pay to get started.
Okay, we can take it started. So I think to move forward on this, even though it's technically not going to be out of our budget, but it will be initially, I'd like to ask if anybody would like to do a motion to have this bid accepted and have them start the road work for fixing the spots, knowing that we'll get reimbursed from Ethel Energy when their future ones is done.
I'll make a motion to accept the bid for the asphalt.
Do I have a second?
I'll second that.
Any discussion?
Yes.
Okay.
Which line item budgets and accounts will we be paid from?
It would come out of streets until they come and reimburse us, and then it will go right back into streets.
Okay.
It will come out of streets, and then when we get reimbursed, it'll go right back in there.
Oh, sure.
There's the man.
I just covered your maintenance report.
Right on time. I told you I'd be here at 5:45,
You did.
but
Alright, so,
glad you got it.
we did just do it, just so you're aware, well, I'm gonna have you do your basics report now. We did cover the trees and approved it, and covered the road work and approved it. But if you wanna touch on them again, just to make sure that I got my information right, that would be great.
Two estimates for the asphalt being the $8,900 or $9,900 one will be reimbursed to us by the company. You mentioned that, right? Okay. $4,800 is for 2 patches on Peak Street for curb stops and the 1 large patch at the school. That was not, that was prior to the agreement with Ethel to cover those costs, so those are on us. That's how that division came. The only other thing that we need to discuss real quick, we have no operable lights in the park. And I know it's spend, but I've got an alternative to this. The lights that they're recommending, being Ethel, that they're putting out on their plants and whatnot, they run about $500 a piece. So there's 5 of them, so $2,500. The labor would be donated to install. We can get a very similar light, not off-brand, just lesser quality, lesser known name, I should say, for about $400 or $350. But I think it'd be probably the best use of resources now if we just go with LED, solar powered, battery charged area lights, 2 for the basketball court, 1 for the sand volleyball court, and then 2 in the park itself. The trees will be trimmed away so they won't absorb the light. It'll be probably sufficient for at least a year. They run anywhere from $100 to $150 a piece. So bring that cost down to roughly $600 or $700 to replace the lights. They won't be 120 volts, so they're not going to be street light strength. They're not going to be security light strength, but they're at least illuminate the areas to the restrooms and where the kids hang out until dark 30 when the park closes. Probably would be sufficient at least for at least a year, if not maybe even longer. But new budget money comes around, new opportunities. There are some grant opportunities out there we can apply for probably to help get that. But unless when you guys are stepping up, I don't have time today to do that. So I'd rather not wait and commit to that. I'd rather just give it the lower cost LED solar light. Try to get some lights up in the park, so at no cost to run them each night. That's the only other issue came up with the get-together we had for the community over here. Nothing, no lights. So Ethel came over and looked, and fixtures are 40 years old. They were put in there in the 80s when the park went in, and they're still original. So it's time for some upgrades. That's the only other pressing issue that I would like to discuss and see if there's any objections to going the low-cost way for now, just to get them up and see how they work. They might work sufficient. All we need is a path to get the restrooms and where the people congregate, which is the playing courts and the benches right there behind the shop.
How many lights you talking about?
5
And they're approximately 150 each?
at the most, yes. Some package deals are 2 for $125 if you buy quantity, but yeah. The ones I looked at probably be the best would be about 150 each, so $750 for the lights. Donated labor to put them up if we can't get them up high enough just with extension ladders on the poles. So.
Would we be able to pull that out of parks? So if we pull that out of parks, do we need a motion for that? Anybody interested in putting in a motion for that?
I'll make a motion to get lights put up in the park.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor? All opposed? Motion carried.
The only other thing to touch on, just so you guys know, the town parks, $100,000 to get them up to par. Wood chips alone, 10,000. The tree trimming we've approved, thankfully, thank you. The lighting, the playground equipment, remove the broken stuff, put in new stuff. Like I said, it's how the employees want to spend their day on how we progress. So either as a council, as a town, or pay us to burn the midnight oil, we'll get her done. But we, financially, the parks need help. It's just the cost of doing business. If we're gonna have a nice park, we gotta return the money, return the investment back into it. So it's enough spending for this year. We get the immediate concerns out, 5 years, 7 years down the road for trees again. Get the big ticket items out now before the increase in cost and cost us more. But there's needs all over the place. We just don't have the money to fulfill them all. So appreciate you doing the most needed, and we'll just whittle on the list from there.
Thanks, Jamie. Anything else? Let's move on to new business. Resolution 2026-2, a resolution establishing administrative fees to meet the fiscal obligations of the County of Midwest, Petroleum County, Wyoming. Can I get a motion?
I move to accept resolution 2026-2, a resolution establishing administrative fees to meet the financial obligations of the town of Midwest, Petroleum County, Wyoming.
I'll second it.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion is carried. Resolution 2026-3, a resolution establishing hours of operation for the town of Midwest, Petroleum County, Wyoming. Can I get a motion to accept the resolution 2026-3?
I make a motion to approve to accept resolution 2026-3, a resolution establishing hours for operation for the town of Midwest, Petroleum County, Wyoming.
Any second?
I'll second
Any discussion?
Yes. In light of this change, or requested change, has there been any community input as to whether this would affect residents or business owners to the town hall being closed Friday afternoon?
Any other discussion? All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carried. We have vouchers presented for payment. Can I get a motion to move to accept the vouchers presented for payment?
I move to accept the vouchers presented for payment.
Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
it. Aye.
Any opposed? Motion is carried. We're going to open the floor up now for public comment, especially with the air conditioner going. Ask if anybody has anything to say, if they can come up to this microphone. Hate to put you on the spot, but it's a perfect time to have that in place.
Can I just yell?
Nope.
I do not sound good in microphones,
Come on,
guys.
Laura.
Neither do I. Okay, so I just wanted to come by, and I saw that you had already hung this up, but I brought one. Anyways, this is for the summer Edgerton celebration. We're doing it again. This year it's going to be on the 25th, just a couple weekends from now. We are going to have some new stuff. We are going to have tons of vendors this year, and we also have a couple extra games that cash prizes will be handed out for. And this year we decided to do street tacos. So everybody can just come and grab a plate. Prices will be the same as last year. And then you just decide what you want on your tacos. And we'll also have popcorn, slushies, and desserts. There's an extra game, like an adult game, so only adults will be able to play. It'll be a poker hand. So your goal is to get the best hand out of the day, and if you get the best hand out of the day, You win money. Everybody wants money, right? Right? But yeah, do you guys have any questions? It's gonna be from 10 to 3 on the 25th.
What day is it again? 20?
25th Saturday.
Thank you.
Any questions? Okay, and then, also, is Mike still here? Do you know?
It's Bear Week, so they are in.
Oh, okay.
All week long.
Okay, well, I picked up this box.
Huh?
So if you want to give that to them.
Thank you.
Any other public comment?
Hello. Thank you, Nancy, for moving to approve my permit on my roof. I appreciate that. Needed it. Everyone else, thank you for agreeing to it. I did have a few questions. One was I sent a letter to you guys last week. I'm not sure if you guys reviewed or went over it. I believe Sally might have helped out with it or received it. The one pertaining to the liens on the property from the previous owner on 506. And if we could move to possibly waive those. I believe there were nuisance fees. I'm a new resident here and I'd like to put that money into upgrading the property and taking care of it. Those nuisance fees won't happen again under my watch, so I just was hoping to go over that as well as some other things after hearing from what you have to maybe say if you guys received that letter or not.
I did not put it in your packets, but I do have the amounts out there in my office.
I will come visit you and I'd like to have a chance to, research and.
Yes, I'll take a look at that.
Yeah, it was nuisance liens, 3 of them, approximately over, I believe, a year period, and it added up to about $450 odd. Something that I would end up having to pay if you guys didn't waive them for me. Otherwise, that money would go into the new roof and keeping, obviously, the property maintained. But moving forward, yeah, I was told last week that you guys would go over it in the meeting. That's part of why I'm here, but I'm also here for the zoning permit. Thank you again. The voucher present for payment, I'm curious what that is. The last thing under new business, I'm just curious what that was.
So that is all of our, so that's basically everything that we pay, basically the whole night.
So behind your, the piece of paper that you have in your hand.
Okay,
you
that's
turn
what
the
this
page,
is?
That's what that is.
Okay, understood. I was just curious, I had no idea. One last thing was, did you guys get a second opinion on the tree service that came to look at the trees? Because I'm curious on what company is doing it, as it related to.
That would be a question for Jamie.
Okay,
So,
Correct.
but
okay,
no, it's something that we've taken care of now that we got our motion and stuff, so
understood.
it's done.
Gotcha. All right. Yeah, I want to thank you again, Nancy. Your husband today helped me out.
Did you?
Yeah. Ron helped me out.
Good deal.
Yeah. I was in the car with him when he waved to you, so.
I knew somebody was in there, I just didn't know.
Thank
Nice to
you.
meet you.
Yeah, you too.
Thanks, welcome to the community. Anybody else, Donna? Oh.
Thanks.
Go ahead, Donna.
I'm Donna Miller, and you asked for input on community improvements, ideas, and I have several, as per usual. But one of the ones that I proposed about 5 years ago was to clean up and make the entrance to our town more presentable to visitors coming in. And I understand that the new oil company people are willing to work with the town, so I would like to suggest that we approach them about using their land on the south side of the entrance to town for several different things. one of them being a dog run area, another one being a picnic area, if you will, for people who are in wanting to change kids, change drivers, whatever, so that they're not in the middle of Big D's, people getting gas and so on and so forth, or the big trucks coming in. I also asked for a signboard, a directional signboard, an information signboard, if you will, to be put up so people coming into this area can know how far it is from one place to another. Not everybody has Google, not everybody has a street map or something that they can look at. And the town, and the sign out on the highway is very confusing because it says Interstate 25 and it goes this way. And so people are often, but it doesn't give mileage for how far it is on each way. So people get very confused. So about 5 years ago, I wrote up a whole plan, schematic drawings, the whole 9 yards, and presented it to the town. And there was a little bit of pushback because of the people who run Big D's were on town council, and they thought it would detour from their business. Where in fact, I think it, from an outsider's point of view, it would enhance their business because people would be able to stop in a little bit longer and actually partake in what they have to offer on the inside. So that was one idea. My other idea I had when I was on planning and zoning was to make improvements down at the cooling pond and put in a ramada, put in a picnic area. And I would like us to see if we can work with BLM more and be able to use their land to put those things in. I have offered to help finance these different projects. So anyway, whatever it takes, because if we're wanting people to redo these old houses that are in town, and one thing, we have to get something going to show that we as a community are wanting to welcome these people in, and it's no longer just a pass-through place.
Okay.
One more thing.
I give you about 15 seconds.
I want to see what it takes to get the pavement stuff, seal coating put on the parking in front of everybody's houses. Because the weeds are out of control and all the cracks, and it takes the town way long to go through and weed eat every one of those cracks in front of everybody's houses. So even if it's done one house at a time, one a month, one block at a time, whatever, I would like the town to investigate that to see what it would take to get that set going.
Thank you, Donna.
Thank you.
Eugene,
I want to thank Rod for spending the whole day getting our air conditioning installed for this evening, so pass it on to Rod.
sure will. Makes a big difference, doesn't it? Do you have any more public comments? I'd like to move to get a motion to adjourn the regular council meeting.
I'll make a motion to adjourn the regular council meeting.
Have a second?
I will second.
Any discussion? All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carried. Thank you for the meeting.